The double doors to the crystal pavilion swung open with a soft whoosh. And there she was, my sister Lily, radiant in her Vera Wang gown, gliding down the aisle like she owned the world. But I wasn't watching from the velvet seats lined with Chicago's elite.
No.
I was perched on a metal folding chair in the hallway just outside, close enough to hear the vows but far enough to be forgotten. The air conditioning hummed overhead, chilling my bare arms as I clutched my clutch purse tighter. My name is Anna Thompson, and at 32, I'd built a life most people dreamed of, but no one in my family knew it.
Yet.
It started the way these things often do, with a quiet erosion of self-worth. One family gathering at a time. Growing up in our modest split level in Oak Park, just outside Chicago, I was the reliable one. The older sister, who got straight A's, volunteered at the local shelter, and never caused a ripple. Lily, 3 years younger, was the sparkler, blonde waves like Mom's, Dad's infectious laugh, and a knack for turning every room into her stage. Anna's our rock, Mom would say, patting my shoulder while fussing over Lily's latest drama.
Dad,
a mid-level accountant at a loop firm, would nod along, his pride reserved for Lily's cheerleading trophies or her artistic phase where she painted one canvas and called it a gallery show. I didn't mind at first. Family was everything, right? Sunday brunches at Lou Malnati's, where we'd stuff ourselves with deep dish pizza and laugh about old times. But the favoritism sharpened over the years. In high school, when I aced the SATs and got into Northwestern on scholarship, the celebration was a quiet dinner. When Lily barely scraped into community college, it was a backyard bash with fireworks. She's sensitive, Anna, Mom would whisper when I'd question it. You can handle the world on your own. Handle it I did, graduating with honors in business, landing a solid job as a digital strategist at Apex Communications in the city. Lily bounced from gig to gig, always figuring it out, with our parents' wallet as her safety net. Then came Marcus Harrington. Lily met him at a rooftop party in the Gold Coast, the kind where champagne flows and deals are made in whispers. Marcus was heir to Harrington Holdings, a real estate empire that dotted Chicago's skyline with luxury condos and boutique hotels. His mother, Victoria Harrington, was the queen bee, sharp cheekbones, designer everything, and a social calendar that included galas at the Art Institute. From the moment Lily brought Marcus home, Victoria swept her in like a long-lost daughter. Spa days at the Peninsula, shopping sprees on Michigan Avenue, invitations to the Harrington Lake House in Lake Geneva.
Me?
I was an afterthought. At their first family dinner, Victoria eyed my simple black dress and said, Anna,
dear,
what is it you do again? Something in advertising. The way she said it made it sound like I hawked used cars on late-night TV. The slights piled up. At the engagement party in the Harrington penthouse overlooking Millennium Park, Victoria forgot to include me in the group photos. Space is tight up here, she murmured, her diamond earrings catching the light. Lily giggled it off.
But I saw the pattern.
Our parents didn't help. Dad would chuckle at Victoria's backhanded compliments. Mom would shush me if I pushed back. Don't rock the boat.
Anna.
This is good for all of us.
Good for them.
Maybe. The Harrington connection meant introductions to important people, golf outings for Dad, design consultations for Mom's little home staging side hustle. The first real fracture came 2 years back. In the dead of winter, Lily showed up at my Wrigleyville apartment, tears freezing on her cheeks. Anna, I need help. There's this online course on influencer marketing. It's my ticket to blowing up on Instagram. But it's $5,000. And Mom and Dad said no. Her eyes were wide, pleading. I'd been saving for a down payment on a condo, scraping every bonus from Apex. But she was my sister. I wired the money that night, her hug smelling of vanilla latte. I'll pay you back in 6 months. Promise. 6 months turned to 12. Then nothing. When I asked, she texted back. Things are crazy with the wedding planning. Soon. Sis. The next day, her Insta showed a new Chanel bag. Caption self-care vibes nail polish. Thanksgiving that year was a gut punch. The whole clan at our parents' house, aunts from Milwaukee, uncles from Indiana. After the turkey and stuffing, Aunt Carla suggested a family portrait in front of the fireplace. Anna. Honey, you take the picture.
You always get the angles right.
Mom handed me her phone without a second thought. I snapped away, framing their smiles, their arms linked. When I suggested squeezing in, Dad waved it off. We're good. Blackhawks game starts in 5. I stood there, invisible, the outsider in my own bloodline. By spring, the wedding prep was in full swing, and I was sidelined. No bridesmaid spot for me. Lily picked her yoga buddies and Marcus's cousins. No invite to the dress fitting at Neiman Marcus or the menu tasting at Alinea. The bridal shower? A lavish affair at the Harrington Club in the suburbs. Lily called 2 weeks out. Hey? Space is super limited. Maybe skip this one? Love you. Limited space at a venue that hosted corporate retreats for 300. I confronted Mom over coffee at our old spot in Oak Park. Did you know about this? She stirred her latte, avoiding my eyes. Anna, it's Lily's day. Victoria has a vision. And the Harringtons. They're influential. Can't you support from afar? Support. As if I hadn't been the emotional crutch for years. That night, staring at the city lights from my balcony, something snapped. The quiet voice I'd ignored for decades roared no more. I'd been playing small to keep the peace. But peace at what cost?
2 years prior.
After the unpaid loan, I'd started a side hustle, Thompson Digital Strategies. Quiet consulting for startups needing social media boosts. I kept it under wraps, using an LLC. No social media fanfare. Nights and weekends, I hustled landing clients through old college contacts, undercutting the big firms, delivering killer ROI. By last year, TDS had exploded, 7-figure contracts with tech firms in Silicon Valley and luxury brands in New York. I hired freelancers, bought office space in the West Loop under the company name, even snagged a sleek townhouse in Lincoln Park. My apex salary? Just camouflage. I drove my old Subaru, wore Zara to family events. They saw the same old Anna, reliable, unremarkable, but success breeds opportunity. Overhearing Victoria at Easter brunch sealed it. The Crystal Pavilion is divine for the wedding, she cooed to Mom over mimosas. Edward snapped it up from those Rivera folks. Total steal. The Pavilion, a gem in Chicago's hotel scene, where I'd hosted a client event months earlier. A quick search, sold by Rivera Hospitality to a Delaware holding group. Digging deeper with a real estate buddy and a $600 favor. I learned they were open to investors. I met them in a bland conference room, armed with TDS financials and a check that made the exec blink. By summer, Thompson Digital owned 25%, enough for veto power on major decisions, enough to sign off on wedding bookings. I befriended Elena Vasquez, the pavilion's events coordinator, a fellow Northwestern alum. Over coffee, she spilled about Victoria's demands. The Harrington Kelly wedding? They're a handful. When she learned of my stake, her eyes lit. Any special requests? Just one. Mic time at the reception. July heat clung to Chicago like a bad habit as I pulled up to the Crystal Pavilion. I'd prepped meticulously, a crimson gown that hugged my curves, stilettos that clicked with authority, makeup that screamed confidence, hair in loose curls, A far cry from my usual ponytail. The valet took my keys without a second glance. Good. Anonymity intact. The lobby buzzed with guests in tuxes and sequins, old money from the North Shore, tech moguls from the Loop, white orchids everywhere. Lily's touch. An usher in a crisp vest approached. Name? Anna Thompson. Bride's sister. He scanned his tablet. Frowned.
Ah.
Your seat's in the vestibule. He gestured to a lone chair outside the doors. A placard reading, A. Thompson. Vestibule, fancy for hallway. I spotted Victoria inside. Front row. Her pearl necklace gleaming. Our eyes locked. She smirked. Whispered to a friend. Heat flushed my neck. But I sat tall. Legs crossed. The organ swelled. The ceremony began. Through the crack in the doors, I watched Lily vow eternal love to Marcus. Tears artful on her cheeks. Marcus, polished in his Armani, slid a rock onto her finger. Guests sighed. Cameras flashed. No one glanced my way. The recessional music played, and the crowd filed out to cocktails. I rose, smoothing my dress, and slipped into the ballroom for the reception. My table? Back corner. With distant relatives who mistook me for a +1. You at the groom's side? An elderly had asked. I nodded vaguely, picking at the foie gras appetizer. The room sparkled, crystal chandeliers, gold-rimmed china, a string quartet covering pop hits. Toasts began, Marcus's dad on merging empires, dad on welcoming Marcus like a son we never had. Lily's bestie on their soul sister bond. Victoria beamed throughout, her gaze skipping over me like I was decor. Elena appeared discreetly. Ready for your moment? I stood, heart steady. The DJ handed me the mic under the spotlight. Whispers rippled. Hi,
Folks.
I'm Anna Thompson, Lily's big sister. Gasps, Lily's smile froze. Victoria's eyes narrowed. Just wanted to toast the happy couple. Lily, you're glowing. Marcus, take care of her. Glasses raised, tension eased.
But I paused.
One more thing, as a partial owner of this pavilion. Silence crashed like a wave. Elena projected the deed on the massive screen. Ownership docs. My signature bold. Don't fret. The booking's solid. Wouldn't dream of disrupting. Even after my hallway seat. Victoria's face paled. This is absurd, she hissed. Elena chimed in. Confirmed S. Thompson holds 25%. She approved your contract personally. Murmurs exploded. A fork clattered. My cousin Jake filmed discreetly. Lily stared. Betrayal dawning. Parents looked shell-shocked. I handed back the mic. Enjoy the night. As I strode out, staff applauded, slow claps building. They'd endured Victoria's tantrums. In the lobby, Elena caught me. Epic. Overdue, I thought. Outside, the city air hit fresh. My phone lit up, Jake's video going viral. The fallout hit like a Midwest storm. Victoria's charity circuit buzzed with scandal. She lost spots on 2 boards. Hallway seating? Tacky, the whispers went. TDS inquiries flooded in, empowerment narrative drawing clients. My Insta surged by 15,000 followers overnight. Messages pouring in. You're my hero. Family chat stayed mute for days. Then Dad. Call us.
Now.
I typed back. Pass. Blocked them all, Lily. Parents. The lot. It felt like shedding chains. Quit Apex a week later. My boss gaped. You're irreplaceable. But TDS demanded full-time. Expanded to a bigger West Loop suite. Hired 4 sharp minds, women who'd been overlooked like me. We focused on elevating underrepresented brands. August brought a lawyer's letter from parents. Defamation claim. My attorney fired back with countersuit potential. Unpaid loan. Emotional toll. Silence followed. Lily emailed. You ruined my day. The Harringtons think I'm trash now. Archived. Unread. Labor Day. No family barbecue. Instead, a rooftop soiree at my townhouse. Team. Clients. Real talk over craft beers. Genuine warmth. No facades. Fall leaves turned Chicago gold as TDS hit new heights. A Cranes feature. Rising star in digital empire. Podcast invites rolled in. I launched Outsider Edge, interviewing women turning slights into success. Episode 1 top charts. Victoria's world cracked further. Her boutique lost a major client. Whispers of her snobbery circulating. Karma in Louboutins. Winter hit hard. No holiday invites. Hosted my own at the townhouse. Mulled cider. Secret Santa with meaning. Friends shared stories. Laughter echoed. New Year's Eve. I toasted alone on my balcony. City fireworks mirroring my inner spark. January, a TEDx talk on reclaiming visibility. Standing ovation. Connections led to partnerships, mentoring programs for young women in business. Saw Dad at a Loop Cafe in February. He froze. Turned away. Pity flickered. Then faded. That night, dinner with my chosen circle, podcast guests, a new mentee. No judgments, just support. Spring bloomed. Pavilion hosted my charity gala for women's shelters. Elena, promoted. Clinked glasses, to bosses. Sunset over the lake. I felt anchored. A year post-wedding, I reflected. Family isn't blood, it's choice. The black sheep? Turns out, she's the leader of her own pack. But doubts crept in sometimes. Late nights in my office, staring at revenue charts. I'd wonder if the reveal was too harsh. Had I become the villain? Then an email from a listener. Your story gave me courage to leave my toxic job. Worth it. Cousin Jake's wedding invite arrived. Front row promised. I RSVP'd yes. Curious. At the venue, he hugged me. You inspired this. Equal seats for all. Laughter. No drama. The podcast hummed along. Episode 40 drawing record downloads. Guests shared triumphs over adversity. A chef ousted from her family restaurant. Now owning a chain. A designer cut from inheritance. Building a fashion label. Personal growth paralleled. Therapy unpacked the years of invisibility. You were conditioned to dim your light, my counselor said. Sessions rebuilt me stronger. Business boomed. TDS valued at $3.5 million. Board invites came. I chose wisely. Focusing on impact. Saw Lily at a Michigan Avenue boutique in June. She averted eyes. But I approached. Congrats on the marriage. Her response. Cold nod. No bridge burning from me. But boundaries firm. Parents attempted contact via a mutual friend. They miss you. I smiled. Tell them I'm thriving. No malice. Just truth. Hosted a summer retreat for team at Lake Geneva. Ironic. Harrington territory. Bonding over bonfires. Strategy sessions. Real family vibes. August marked 2 years post-reveal. Media Frenzy revisited the video, now 5 million views. Interviews focused on empowerment, not revenge. Launched a nonprofit arm, scholarships for Black Sheep entrepreneurs. First recipient, a young woman from a similar background. Her pitch echoing mine. Fall conference season, keynoting at Women in Business Summit. Standing on stage. I shared, invisibility is a superpower. Use it to build unseen empires. Post-talk. A Harrington associate approached. Victoria sends regards. Polite. But the subtext clear. Truce? I nodded. Unmoved. Thanksgiving solo? No. Dinner with Ments. Gratitude circles. fuller than any family feast. Christmas lights twinkled across Chicago as I wrapped gifts for my circle. No matching sweaters, just thoughtful tokens. New Year's resolutions: expand TDS nationally. Personal: travel, that long-delayed trip to Europe. Solo and unapologetic. February: Valentine's Gala at Pavilion. Proceeds to charity. Elena joked. Owner perks. Dancing under chandeliers. I felt complete. March: Parents' lawyer again. Estate planning query. Ignored. My future self-made. April blooms brought reflection. 3 years since the loan betrayal.
Now?
Financial freedom. Meaningful work. Authentic bonds. Saw Mom at the Art Institute exhibit. She approached hesitantly. Anna. I listened as she apologized. Tears flowing. We were wrong. Forgiveness? Possible. But reconciliation on my terms.
Take time, I said.
Hugged briefly. Walked away lighter. Podcast hit 100 episodes. Live recording. Audience cheers. To the outsiders who've become insiders on their own merit. Summer wedding season. Attended Jake's. Celebrated freely. No hallways. As fall neared, I stood on my townhouse roof. City sprawling below. The girl in the hallway? She's the woman owning the view. Family dynamics linger. Do they regret? Does it matter? I've built beyond them. The ethical echo: is revenge justice? Or does rising above suffice? For me, revelation was reclamation. It sparked change, not just for me, but ripples outward. In quiet moments, I whisper to that past self, you were always enough.
Now.
The world sees it too. And in choosing my path, I've found home, not in blood, but in belonging. The wolf howls free.